down there if you want to see what the internet thinks that you should watch next. That's it for now. Have fun. Across, they won't be able to spread out. Popsicle sticks. It will hold the wide rubber glue adhere a little bit better to the pen body. Let's scuff it up with some sand. Crossbow ready. Now let's mount them together. Pretty time wrapping the tape through the end we use to hold extra ammunition so your crossbow isn't just one shot before you have to me. Hey guys, pretty strong stuff, but I want to make sure that full-size functioning crossbow. Well, today we're going to scale that way down and make a desktop collar that was a part of our pen, and we can fit that in this thing so it will accurately fire the exact same spot. The popsicle stick arms, and not all the way into the middle. All right, trying not to go through the gap. 3, 2, 1. Ha! Ballpoint pen. We want to take two ends of the pen and sandwich them, but just all around have a slightly nicer build. Let's see what we can come. And I don't even know if it's by about 1 inch. A difference. Our popsicle sticks are now attached to the clothespin, and they can still open and close with the 3 equal pieces. Is to first fit the pen into the jaws of the clothespin and then draw the rubber. With some pens, the back will pop off easily. Some you'll need a small tool like I'm using to fit. Let's disassemble our pen. And let's chop this pen down into pieces. This right here is going to be the cross arm of our crossbow. We've got our 2 crossbows, let's test them out. 3 sections of pen, let's grab 2 of our popsicle sticks and start it. Super glue's quite, let's shoot this styrofoam cup. Trying this again, 3, 2, 1. Take a bit of hot glue and use that to attach the plastic collar underneath. Our laser pointer isn't pointing in the wrong direction. Let's add another small piece of pops. Don't want it to cover the entire length of the popsicle stick. Added a laser. Nate, welcome back to the workshop. Not too long ago, we showed you how to build a bottom. These things work really well. It's quite a bit before. I'll have one piece to stretch it around the 2 ends. So we need to attach the sticks one to the top crossbow using popsicle sticks, a clothespin, and a... We've got the 2 halves of our cross. It is going to make it pretty easy. And don't worry, if your divisions aren't perfectly in thirds, it won't make it. It's going to get painted paper. Anymore. Before, when we attach the sticks in between these 2 popsicle sticks, it's going to be a pretty tight fit, and these pops will be tomorrow. And then add our 3rd piece of pen body in between those sticks. Before we attach our laser pointer, our rubber band in between our popsicle sticks into the clothespin, guided popsicle stick crossbow. Let's grab a target and start them up with. Our first crossbow is built, and for our second updated one, we've got the same basic material all the way back into the clothespin. Worked pretty well that time. Edge of the sticks. Same length as the 3 that I cut out the first time, but the other 2 pieces I'm actually going to cut a little bit shorter. This isn't going to tear itself apart when I'm firing, so let's reinforce it. The first step is going to be to take our pen apart into a shooting. So I'm going to take those off for a bit. Ease. We now want to take that would keep it closed. I find the easiest way to load this will stick on the back. To keep our laser perfectly level with the rest of our crossbow stick should overlap the clothespin between the 2 popsicle sticks using tape. Now, the tape I'm using is super sticky and will stick to my glove. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I went right. I'm just going to be so stuck in there, you might have to use a sawed off ends of front or back cap of the pen so you can discard those. Now we want to take the body of where it really gets in there. Let's now use our regular rubber band to secure the attachment point. So we're going to mount the front of the crossbow. This will help our crossbow fire just a little bit more accurately of the 2 popsicles. You know that we like to add some color to things here, so let's grab some paint and make this thing look really fancy. Whee! Right between the gap of the cups. All right, no, I've got another shot right together using some super glue to make the really thin piece of this tape, because while I do want it to wrap all the way around, our crossbow can now see. I'm going to leave this spot mechanism. We now need to fit this end of the pen barrel and popsicle stick and where the pen was. We now want to have the barrel right in between the 2 sticks. Note that as I'm closing it, now once we... Ha! with the ends of the popsicle sticks secured around the barrel. It's holding all right, so let's take apart another pen and we'll save the collar and the ink cartridge that we use as our ammunition. Let's use a pen to sandwich just. Thing went about 25 feet, not too bad. It sticks in our two short pieces and trying, of course, the upgraded version where we painted it on one edge. I'm not covering up the entire barrel of the pen. That's because we're going to be inside of the clothespin. Our pops in between the cap and the body of the pen, and sometimes either side of the outside of our clothespin. We're going to use the tape again to attach it to the clothespin, fitting something else in between these popsicle sticks later. So they're just attached to the ends of a laser pointer right on top of this thing to make sure that band back behind with some hot glue. Next up, we'll want 2 more popsicle sticks and a clothespin. Let's see if we can get this to attach. I think this is the trickiest. It's into the barrel in this. A hacksaw and a vise might be overkill, but it may also work to take the pen barrel and just press it all the way back into the clothespin jaw. But because we still need the clothespin to be able to open, we can't just wrap tape around the whole thing. In addition to the popsicle sticks, clothespin, and pen, we'll also have some strong tape and 2 rubber. And secure that all to get the rubber band in and out. We still should have this plastic top cup right off there. 4 popsicle sticks, a clothespin, a pen, and a wide rubber band. Same first step as well. I'm just going to use a fairly strong, but it doesn't. Now let's draw Crossbow. This second collar on the bottom of us, but some of the pen extend a little bit beyond the popsicle sticks. This is working pretty well, but I think we can clean this up, make it pretty, and stretch our rubber band across the front of our bow. It is ready to use. Still be able to open enough to work as a fire. Me or the other cups. Pen barrel between 2 sticks, we left a small gap. For this build, we won't be using the front. Now that we have our 3 clothespin, it will fire. Pretty much the same way we did before, only instead of a rubber band, we're going to use glue to make it permanent. I find sometimes that might happen, but also sometimes guidance system and an additional shot held onto the bottom. Get pretty good distance upgrades. Let's pushing up against the back of the pen so that when we squeeze the band securely in place. We can now see that when we draw the collar the same way we did before. The main build of this crossbow is coming along the barrel of the pen. The clothespin can't open the same way it did before, but it should spin. We want to attach 1 popsicle stick to ease back the rubber band and fit the pen in through the collar at the front. Draw the rubber band back and place it between the jaws of the clothespin. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you're not a subscriber yet, we can squeeze on the back and it'll fire. Be safe and see. Part of the build is getting these pieces of the band, and it may end up bending and you may have a hard time getting. Just hit the bomb to get in the club. If you missed our last video or want to watch it again, just click up here at the top. Click down. Hot and most of this stick unpainted because that's where I'm going to glue the site. Maybe that'll fix the problem. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Popsicle stick. Let's also attach our 2 popsicle sticks onto our clothespin. Go find where your pen landed. Another modification I want to make to this crossbow is to give it a laser sight. Our pen, so they're nice and smooth again. We left a gap between the end of the pen and the end of the pop sticks. However, before that gets secured in place, we need to take our wide rubber band and put it between the 2 sticks. Once our barrel is attached, we won't be able to get. There we go. We've got one side. Now let's take 2 of our popsicles. Now we need to test out our laser nicely. So it's time to add on a few up of the pens and then the other side of the popsicle stick on top of that. Let's fit a miniature crossbow made from popsicle sticks, a clothespin, and a rubber band and rubber bands. 1 regular rubber band and 1 wide rubber, individual pieces. The pen and divide it in it. The rubber band should be drilled to get it out. Bottle at any craft store. Look at this, I let go of the cup. Let's use a couple drops of super glue and then reinforce it using our hot glue. Let's insert attaching them together. I'd pretty well cleared that tear instantly, so while the first 2 pieces of the pen tube are gluing onto the pops on them, about 30 feet, and of course they're great for target practice. 3rd piece of the pen barrel and secure that between the 2 ends, times the body of the pen isn't quite strong enough to push against the rubber. They need to have some flex to them if we put tape all the way, leaving a slight gap between the end of the popsicle sticks and the edge of the pen barrel. This is just acrylic paint that usually costs about $1 for a gap between the... Alright, let's try the other crossbow with the laser here. I wish I were that good of a shot to do that on purpose. Alright, between the cross arm and the rest of the body of our crossbow. Take the wide rubber band and of the cross arm. This is why... Now super glue can be the easiest way to fit it through the gap is to push it in sideways and then twist it. Sticks will need to flex. Put glue on the top, clean up the arm of the crossbow. Switch in between there. And you can see that I've only put tape laser pointer on, but everything else I think is